Good morning. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Chris. I'm with Deadcom Outdoors. And if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you stopping by and giving this a watch. This morning, it is beautiful. We've been on a warming trend. It is like the first week of February, and it's like 50 degrees right now out, and it's about 8 o'clock. So it is just a beautiful morning right now. And I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna target some trout and some redfish, but mainly some trout. And we're gonna see what we can pick up. I've got a little bit of a paddle to get where I wanna go. And I'm gonna be fishing some deeper holes here in the morning because that's where the warmer spots are gonna be. And we're hopefully gonna get on some fish today. So it's been a while since I've been out. The weather has been horrible in January. So it's been really hit and miss. And so hopefully the weather is starting to break, guys, and I can get out on a little bit more of a consistent basis. So here we go. All right, guys. Well, kind of got out here to my first spot, and I'm gonna be throwing, this is the 1/4 ounce Trout Eye, and that color, it's a Zman, it's called Moodring. So it's still a little bit on the low light side, so I'm hoping for a little bit of contrast. The tide is coming in right now. We got a couple hours before high tide, so I'm gonna be working these deeper areas, and you can see where the current rip is right here. I don't know if you really can see it, but this is what I'm gonna be kind of targeting right now. And hopefully we can pick up a couple kind of right here and get on a good trout bite here today. So I'm not going to fish this area long. I'm not seeing any bait, not seeing any birds, not really seeing anything that's going to tell me that there should be fish in this area. So there's that channel right there. So I'm gonna start working that area a little bit more. Like I said, I'm gonna fan cast over to there. There's some birds right over there, up into that. Oh, and they're diving. That's the bait right over there. I don't know if you can see it, guys, but we're gonna make a run over to that creek because there's pelicans diving. I'm going to see what we can do. There's all those pelicans. They're all grouped up. Okay, guys, let's try the vudu shrimp. Get this thing on the bottom. The weight is about 3/8. There we go. Fish on. Nice. Oh, guys. What a nice flounder. Nice flounder this morning. That is a doormat. Woo! Nice fish. Nice fish. We're gonna put him on the board real quick. See where he measures. I'm gonna do tail first because he's probably 15 and a half. 15 and a half. So he's still a little short, but man, what a nice fish this morning to get the skunk out of the boat. Nice. Okay. Well, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. We got the one flounder this morning. So it was great to get out here and feel something pull on the line. Got it on the Voodoo shrimp. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna head back to where I do my editing in my little office area, and I'm gonna kind of break down the day, kind of like a pre-planning trip, and then what I did and where I hit on the way back, and almost kind of a post. So the guys from Salt Strong, they do this, and I think it's a really good idea, and I love it. So I'm gonna do it just for this trip here to kind of show you how I plan out the day during the winter time. So I'm actually gonna fish some docks on the way in. If I end up catching anything, I'll throw it onto the video. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. Check out my Facebook page and my Instagram, Dead Calm Outdoors. Guys, we'll see you next time. All right, y'all, I am here in my editing space. Right behind me, I got my computers, got my banner up. This is where I spend several hours putting these videos together. But, you know, if you've made it this far into the video, I really appreciate you sticking around to the end, and you're gonna get rewarded. So I have got Google Maps up behind me, and I'm gonna kind of pull back the curtain a little bit and kind of explain to you like my pre-trip planning before I go out onto the water, and kind of explain to you, you know, where I target, why I target it, and maybe towards the end I'll throw in a little bonus spot for you guys where I've caught fish in the past. So here we go. Let's get turned around and get onto the maps. So this is Murrells Inlet right here. So this morning, my plan was to leave out of Morse Landing, which is right here. So Morse Landing shares a parking lot with the Hot Fish Club. So here's Morse Landing right here. The one thing, if you're going to leave out of Morse Landing, you have to really watch low tide. And this is actually a satellite picture of low tide. And you can see there is no water in here. Well, this morning it was high tide, or coming into high tide. I had a couple hours, so I was not really gonna have an issue with water not being in this little creek. So my plan was, with it being wintertime, was to hit some deeper water, some holes, and some wind protected shoreline. So I know that the wind was coming from basically the south or southeast. So it was coming up this way. If you guys can see my cursor, it's coming up this way. So I was looking at fishing this creek right here. Okay, you can see that all of this side right here was going to be wind protected. This was going to be wind protected. And you can see how dark blue that is. So this is a nice deep channel. This is the main creek, and the inlet is actually right here. So we're fairly close to the pass here. But this is a good spot. It usually produces fish, and it's got some good structure. So that's kind of what I was looking for, especially during the winter time. So you can see it's got some oyster bars here. It's got sandbars, got a nice point with some oysters right here, deep channel. So this was actually the second spot that I went to. Now, when I saw the birds diving and all the pelicans, it was right here. So let me back off a little bit. And this was actually a spot that I was going to hit also. So I was right in here, and I saw those birds diving right here. And then that's when I shut off the camera and I made a paddle over to here. This was a little bit of a wind protected shoreline. It's a deeper channel and a deeper creek that comes along here. And I caught that fish about right here. That's about where those pelicans were sitting. And you can see that there's a little bit of oyster up in here, but I think I caught him a little bit more on the mud bottom, because when I was bouncing that shrimp, I didn't feel a lot of oyster. So I think I got him a little bit more on the mud bottom away from these oysters, but in the deeper part of this creek. And that's what I was really targeting today. the deep holes and wind protected shorelines during the winter. So that's kind of my thought process. And that's what I do when I go out. I look at these maps, I pick 2, 3, 4 spots, and if they don't produce, they don't produce. I don't get hung up on, hey, I've caught fish there in the past, I'm going to go over there, because like we all know, fish have fins and they swim. So just because you catch fish there one day doesn't mean there's going to be fish there another day. So even when I give you these spots and I say, hey, listen, I've caught fish there in the past, it doesn't guarantee anything. They can move, they can swim, they're going to follow the bait, they're going to go where they feel most comfortable. So yeah, so I caught that one right about here. So since you guys have made it this far, right to the end of the video, I'm going to give you an area that has produced fish for me in the past, and it is at the end of this creek right here, this little deep hole where these little creeks all kind of meet up. I've caught some flounder there in the past, and it's actually a pretty good spot. Again, it has got a deep area here and a sandbar flat. So these flounder will sit right on this edge, right where it gets deep, and all this bait fish. Here's an oyster bar right here. So it's a really good spot. Here's some oyster right here. This water flows in this way, cuts into this creek, cuts into this creek. So guys, there's a little bonus spot for you. I really appreciate you watching. And thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video.